Imagine a place where someone wakes you up, provides you with food and plans your entire day. Of course, we're talking about prison, but only if you're lucky. If you've watched The Shawshank Redemption, you probably have a halfway decent idea about what really goes on in a prison. Unlucky prisoners at certain facilities have days that include rape, brutal beatings, and psychological torment. There's murders and attacks on prisoners, as well as guards, and corrupt compliance ensures the process goes unchecked. Prisoners are subject to savage punishment, disease, and in some cases, little to no hope of surviving their sentence. There's usually an entire social hierarchy within every facility, and the ones at the bottom get the short end of the straw, so to speak. However, there are normal prisons, and then there are incarceration facilities that resemble the most bleak and despairing hellholes you can imagine. For these reasons and many more, prison is too often the nightmare you never wake up from. Welcome to One India News. You're with me, Ashish David, and here are the most dangerous prisons in the world. 1. Black Dolphin Prison, Russia. Inmates are not allowed to sit or rest during the day. This prison in Russia houses the worst of the worst: murderers, rapists, pedophiles, and cannibals. Due to the nature of the convicts, the wardens are just as brutal. The prisoners are not allowed to sit or rest from the time they wake up until the time they sleep, and they are also blindfolded and held in stress positions while being transported around. 2. Penal de Ciudad Barrios. A prison so dangerous even the guards are too scared to enter. The ultraviolet MS-13 gang exists here side by side with the equally dangerous Barrio 18 gang in conditions that aren't even right for livestock. There are frequent bouts of violence between most of these tattooed gang members, which leaves several people, including armed guards, dead. 3. Petak Island Prison, Russia. A prison mainly for murderers, rapists, and cannibals. This bleak prison is especially adapted to hold the country's most dangerous criminals. They utilize a system of mental and physical stress techniques to break down the will of the prisoners. The inmates are in their tiny cells for 22 hours a day. The toilet facilities are also abysmal, and torture is common. 4. The Bangkwang Prison of Bangkok is notorious for inflicting brutal mental and physical torture on inmates. Home to inmates considered dangerous to the sanctity of the country, prisoners here only receive one bowl of rice soup per day. Those on death row have leg irons welded on around their ankles. 5. Committee Maximum Security Prison, Kenya has problems of extreme violence and rape. Apart from the dismal conditions of this place, which include extreme overcrowding, heat, and water scarcity, the prison is also known for its violence. Both fights between prisoners as well as beatings by the wardens are severe, and the problem of rape also remains alarmingly high. 6. Tadmor Prison, Syria. Known for torturing prisoners by dragging them around on the ground, Tadmor has a reputation as one of the worst prisons in the world. The abuse, torture, and inhuman treatment belted out inside the walls of this jail have afforded it a notorious legacy not easily forgotten. Prisoners were tortured by being dragged to death or by being cut into pieces by an axe. On June 27, 1980, Defense Forces massacred an estimated 1,000 prisoners in one fell sweep. 7. Lasa Bonita Prison, Venezuela. 200 prisoners were openly killed here by guards in 1995. This prison is highly understaffed and seriously overpopulated, a deadly combination if there ever was one. Violence and rape is commonplace, with one incident in 1995 where 200 prisoners were killed. Everyone in here carries a makeshift knife, and the prison is more about survival than rehabilitation. 8. Unit 1391, Israel. A secret prison that's notorious for human rights abuse. This highly secretive detention center has been dubbed the Israeli Guantanamo. It holds volatile political prisoners and other enemies of the state, and the treatment meted out on them is disgusting to say the least. The prison flies under the radar of most authorities, and even the Minister of Justice was not aware of its existence, as the area had been purged from most modern maps. Torture and human rights abuse is commonplace here. 9. Gitarama Central Prison, Rwanda is notorious for the horrible conditions and incidents of violence. A prison meant for 600 people houses 6,000. Considered to be the hell on earth by anyone who has seen it, the prison stacks inmates together like cattle with barely any facilities and extreme, inhuman conditions. Danger and disease is rampant, and the conditions are unimaginable. 10. ADX Florence, USA houses the most dangerous terrorists in America. This facility is deemed a supermax prison with extreme control for prisoners considered most dangerous. Inmates have to spend 23 hours a day in solitary confinement, and incidents of force feeding and suicide are pretty high. This kind of treatment leads to serious psychological problems for the inmates. That's about it for now. Don't forget to like, share and comment on this video, subscribe to the One India News channel, and for more news and updates, log on to oneindia.com.